Peace, beautiful people. It is your girl, the real Tony Hickman, coming to y'all today with another video. Kind of makes you think about your relationships that you deal with on all levels, right? So even when I'm speaking, I am not just talking about like intimate relationships. I'm talking about love relationships of all kinds, including those that can be with a mate. But how these relationships teach us how to love ourselves, how to correct ourselves. You know, a lot of people, or a lot of us may say, like, we don't need people, you know, we can go by ourselves or whatever. But the truth is, other people are here to show us a reflection of ourselves, our judgments, our capabilities, our lacks, what we need to improve, what we need to back away from. So my mirror has been my son, my mirror has been my mother, my mirror has been my mate relationships, my mirror has been my friendships. And so all of these relationships teach us how to love ourselves, how to become more within. If we can look at the relationship without the ego, because that's the key. We want to defend, and I'm talking about all of us, you know, we want to defend what we think is our righteousness, our security within, our identity. We want to defend that if we see the mirror and it's a reflection that is not feasible with being our best self. I remember one day I was talking to one of my mentors, right? She was speaking. She was actually doing a conference at the Georgia Brown Convention Center. I think that's the name of it in Houston. And I went to the convention. She had invited me. And I went to the convention. And I was frustrated about a whole bunch of stuff. Because I had just moved to Houston. I was very new in Houston. Probably like my first 7 months, right? And but I went anyway. And my intention was not to get emotional. But I went, and she just had a way of pulling stuff out of me. That's just who she was in my life. And so she grabbed my hands like she just knew I had something on my heart. And she grabbed my hands and she was like, you know, what's going on? And I'm paraphrasing her because it was such a long time ago, but I remember the concept. And so she was like, what's going on? And I was just like, I'm frustrated. You know, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with blah, blah, blah. Because, again, I had a lot going on. I was fresh in Houston, trying to find my way. And, yeah. So, and she said, well, you know, frustration is good. You tell somebody that, they're like, what? You know? But she said frustration is good because frustration teaches us that we are going against ourselves. It teaches us that we are on the wrong path and we need to get on the right path. And that's another lesson that has stuck with me forever. Her name was Madeline. I forgot her last name. Madeline Alexander. Wonderful woman. She's still around, you know, and she's still my social media associate. At the time, you know, we were doing different things, and so, but yeah, she's an amazing woman. But she told me, you know, frustration teaches us that we are going outside of ourselves. And so that applies to our relationships. All of them that involve love, right? If you find that you are pouring into people and it's not being reciprocated, then in that instance, you are actually seeing a mirror of yourself and how you need to correct some of your own actions. And let's say vice versa. If you are the one that is the receiver but not reciprocating, at some point you will see how you are messing up. And listen, you only see the mirror if you choose it. If you don't choose to see the mirror, you're not going to see it. You're going to defend your ego. You're going to defend who you think you are and who you think you're supposed to be, because you think that is your identity. So some people don't see the mirror, but if you do see the mirror and you are one of those people that take instead of give in some form or fashion, then eventually you will see the mirror through the other person eventually learning that they cannot keep pouring. And then when they realize that they can't keep pouring, you will start to see that you are not pouring enough. See, the mirror comes to teach us all kinds of lessons. And it can teach us how to grow, how to become the best version of ourselves. If we allow ourselves to learn from how people treat us and how we treat people, but furthermore, how their actions show us ourselves. Because that's really what the mirror is, you know? And so it just takes that honesty with yourself, that honesty in saying, like, this ain't working for me. How do I need to fix my own life? How do I need to adjust myself so that I can move forward in healthier relationships, in healthier friendships, in healthier relationships with these mates that I have in my life? Because all of us are traumatized. You know, everybody talk about trauma now. And I'm glad that's a subject now. But everybody traumatized. Everybody has some kind of trauma that they have dealt with in some kind of way. And if they don't know it now, eventually they'll acknowledge it. And it happens to help us grow and see ourselves. So, you know, that's been one of the lessons that came on my spirit, because I'm learning to not give so much of myself in my relationships anymore. And, you know, mine came from trauma. I think as a child, I was, the message to my soul was that I didn't have enough love. I didn't have enough people loving on me, right? So then that made this person that wanted to get loved by other people. And so, yeah, I became a people pleaser for a minute, you know, and it's still, I see still in me some parts of that. And I'm never ashamed to admit my issues. I don't care. This is me growing. This is me becoming. A lot of us can have the ego present where we don't allow ourselves to express. But if you judge me, it's okay. Even if you judge me, it's okay. Because in that instance, I am your mirror. So, but I believe that, you know, as a child, when I went through that, and I went through my people pleasing phase, I brought that into my adulthood, and I even see specks of it still. And so it's a matter of making sure that I am self-correcting in all areas of my life and not overpouring. And in the process, it can bother others because I am going through my own phase of change, right? But it's something I have to do. Like, I have to go through this. I have to correct me. And that's what life is about. Life is about self-correction. Life is about honesty with yourself. And when you are not able to be honest with yourself, then you still become a unconscious manipulator of others. And that ain't cool, right?